like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, on an ever spinning reel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival balloon.
I think that you're someone that kind of does exude this natural warmth, and Betty is a character that almost like finds a way to weaponize that, which I think is fascinating. I wondered, from your point of view, why was she someone you were interested in playing and investing in as a character?
I think it was an important choice that LM made to have the villain be a woman and
Hmm.
not a white man. That she's the one leading the movement, because I think it's important for white women to explore and interrogate their role in white supremacy, because it's this thing of like accepting our own victimhood, accepting the ways we need protection, and then taking that and turning it against people
Hmm.
who have less power. And so coming from this place of like, how do white women do violence?
Hmm.
Like it's with a smile, and it's with very polite call to the cops,
Hmm.
and it is not the way that white men typically do it. And so it was a really interesting exploration for me to look at. And LM wrote this incredible character who is not reduced in any way, like this just horrible, unlikable, miserable human, but who is seen in her fullness, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, I think I was surprised by how much of her life and interiority we're seeing. I mean, we meet her parents by episode 4, and it's not to make you necessarily empathize with her, but it's to give you a fuller understanding of why she is this villain, this monster.
Yeah, I mean, used to seeing villains reduced, and I think we're used to seeing women reduced. Women can only be one
Mm.
thing. And so I think for her to be a lot of things is important in telling a story that's about the way these systems work.
Hmm.
It's like you can't tell these stories without intersectionality. You can't take away either Betty's womanhood or her whiteness. They work in tandem and in different ways within this structure. And so I think it's an interesting thing to be like, oh, you see this her rousing speech in the town hall, and you're like, wow, this is horrifying, but she's really found power. And you're like, oh yeah, this is how some white women can find power.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's been effective for a long time because they find the power within the context of the system that they're allowed to have, and then they run with it no matter who they destroy in the process.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily, nothing is an excuse for what she does, but you get a sense of like, well, of course she's defensive of her home and this street because in many ways that is all she has to fight for and be defensive of.
Yeah. And it's also just looking at how the systems we live in support and maintain these feelings of
Mm.
insecurity and scarcity, because it's this racial hierarchy that provides the organizing principle for so much of the way we live. And it breaks her brain, and I think it breaks a lot of people's brains to try and think outside of that.
It's time.